Having a sweeper's persistence always pays off, not just winning sweepstakes, but sometimes in life. My name's Carolyn, and I'm known as the Contest Queen. I've taught others how to win millions of dollars in cash and prizes, and I can teach you how to be a winner too. Now, this is my monthly Sweepstakes Q&A plus chat, and what we do here is you get to ask me all the different questions you want, and I answer them. Now, if you can't watch live, this is recorded and you can watch it later on demand on Facebook or YouTube. Awesome. Plus, there's always a chance to win. The instructions are in the description. And if they're not and you can't see them, be patient. I will be posting them at a later time. Now, Susan sent me a question in advance because she couldn't watch live. If you ever have any sweepstakes questions, you can send them to questions at contestqueen.com, and I will answer them to help you become a winner. So what Susan wanted to know was, how can you tell the difference between a scam and a legitimate sweepstakes? Now, there's two different places you need to be aware of to determine the difference. One, when you're entering, and two, when you get a winning notification. So let's go over the first one. Obviously, you don't want to be entering a scam and giving away your data. So the first thing you're always going to do is you are going to create an email address just for entering sweepstakes. This is going to separate your sweepstakes email from your work and personal life. It's just going to make it so much easier for you when you have it separated. Okay. And it also makes it easier when you're doing searches. I personally like to also use my sweepstakes email for all my online memberships because there's places that we like to shop or we have loyalty rewards with. I use the same email. So all my online subscriptions for different online websites, stores that I like to frequent, loyalty cards, all that stuff, I use the same email. It's really nice to have it all go into one place and it doesn't get mixed up with my other correspondence, especially work. By the way, one of the reasons I'm really, really good at teaching is I've made all the mistakes, so you don't have to. That's how I actually started. I was using my work email over 20 years ago, and I discovered that was a bad idea. It took me 6 months to port everything over. Yeah. Anyway, start with an email address just for entering. That's going to help keep anything suspect away. The second thing you're going to do is you're always going to read the rules. So, for example, some companies, now this is where they kind of skirted. They're not scams, but they're a little, let's say, suspect. So they really do give away the prize. But if you read the terms and conditions, and sometimes they're really blunt about it, it will be in the short rules right on the entry page, right up front. You don't even have to go digging in the full set of rules, because I have shown this to students in some of my sweepstakes classes. They were asking questions about certain giveaways. I said, well, let's go look at them live. We went on. I took a look at it. I saw the term. I'm like, no. Yes, this place is legitimate. It was a popular magazine. They have tons of giveaways. All legitimate. Those prizes are given away. However, the company running all those giveaways will sell your information. And that's why they're making their money. Legitimate business. And they're up front. They're telling you right up front, hey, you want to win this? We'll sell your data. So that's what you got to be aware of. Now, I wouldn't personally enter them. Lots of people do. Again, another good reason to have a separate email address, because you do not want to get that kind of stuff mixed in with your regular email. Okay? So you just got to take a little sip here. So that's the first thing you need to do. So you're going to have a separate email and you're going to read the rules and make sure they're not selling your data. Also, some of the bigger companies, when you look at them, companies like, any of the big Fortune 500 companies, they're spending a lot of money to collect your data to promote to you. They're not selling your data. Okay, I can tell you that right now. Big contest right here where I live right now is by Canada Dry. Coca-Cola usually has one in the summer. Pepsi has one in the summer. All these big companies, they are absolutely not selling your data because they do not want to lose you as a customer. And they are spending sometimes millions of dollars running these sweepstakes, especially the large ones. And they are, again, not going to ruin their reputation and all their marketing efforts by selling your information. So that's the other thing. So you get pretty good at telling. The more you enter, see, is the other thing. The longer you're entering, the better you get at spotting something that you're like, or outright scam. Okay, so that was for the entering part. Now for the notification part. I get fake notifications all the time, and they sneak past the filters because they use like this weird font that's almost like an image. And it's the stores that aren't even near me, that I never frequent, that I clearly didn't enter, and it does not look like a legitimate email in any way, shape, or form. Because if you're going to get a real email, it's just going to be an email. They're just going to message you. I'll also go to the social media ones after this, but this is the email one. So it's going to be a regular email. Hi, so-and-so, you entered our giveaway, and congratulations, you won. We need you to sign this release form or an affidavit or whatever they want to call it. And please get it back to us within 3 business days, or you forfeit your prize. Bob, intern or social media coordinator or marketing manager, whatever their title is, at XYZ company. And if it's for a bigger company, like if it's a Fortune 500 company, like a Coke, like I talked about Coke or Pepsi, it's going to be like at BlackRock Marketing Agency or who else? Oh no, it's Black Dog is one of the marketing companies up here. We have why can't it? Raven 5. It'll be, so-and-so at Raven 5 or CFA Promo or, whatever agency they've hired to run the giveaway. It's going to have their name at the bottom. Okay, so you can tell that it's legitimate. You're going to remember entering. You're like, oh my God, that's so exciting. I spent 30 days entering that one every day. I won a prize. So, so that's how you're going to know. Now, social media, you're going to get notified. So first of all, one of the things that's happening is there's so many bots on social media. Like you'll enter an Instagram giveaway and instantly that company will follow you back and tell you you're a winner. First of all, they're not going to do that. Second of all, the company that looks like they just followed you after you entered, if you look, the name isn't exactly correct. And they're not going to notify you that you won mid-contest. And a lot of times they'll tag you in another post, or they'll tag you, they'll go and reply to your comment and say, please DM us, or they'll send you a DM. It's also why, if you're going to enter sweepstakes, have a public account. A lot of people have one personal account and one for entering sweepstakes, so that, you can have the pictures of your kids and your personal life on social, and it's private and it's just for your family and friends. And then you have a public account where you enter sweepstakes and have fun with it. And then you can leave that one public and not worry about whatever's posted because nobody's going to care. And you can have that. So that way you can be safe there. So you can usually tell when you win on social. So I hope that answers your question. If it doesn't, ask another question about what I wasn't clear about. I also have years of blog posts and information on my website. So if you go to contestqueen.com and in the search bar, type in scam, type in the word scam or legitimate or something along those lines, and blog posts that I've written would have popped up. Now we are in the process of redoing the site this year. So we have archived some of the past blog posts as we are rewriting them. at refreshing them and reposting them so that they're more up to date, because I started that website in 2008. So there are a lot of, I had the website, I think, since 2006, but I was blogging since 2008. So there was a lot of data there, and some of it really needed a refresh. And later this year, we're going to actually be giving Contest Queen a facelift. So if there's something you can't find, again, email me at questions@contestqueen.com and I will answer it. Now, Jennifer's live with us and she wants to know when's the best time to enter. Anytime. That's what I'll say first. Just get your entry in because you can't win if you don't enter. Now, there's a few different answers to this, so I'll give you the several. So first one is, yes, just get your entry in. Now, what I used to do, for example, with single entry sweepstakes is say that it's running for 30 days and I found it after the first week. So I would enter myself today, and then in like 2 weeks or so, I would enter my then husband, and that way in the data entry pool, I would be here and he would be here, and I thought that would increase my odds of winning. Now, statistically, that doesn't really matter because they use computers, random number generators, doesn't matter. So now, since I've been with George, I started to try and do that. I've been so busy, I would forget to go back and enter him. So then we'd only have one entry in the contest. So I'm like, stag with that. Just get us in there. So if I find a one-time entry only sweepstakes, I enter me, I enter him. If we're going to win, we're going to win. I don't have time to split us up in the data entry pool. If you have the time and you can set up the system like that, go right ahead. I think it's fantastic. But I don't do it because, again, it's more important that we get both of our names in than to try and increase by maybe even by a fraction of a percent. Like, it's not even worth it. That said, okay, now that's just getting them in. Now, a lot of people ask me that question because they wanted about instant wins. This is where it gets kind of funny. The majority of people have a lot of luck in the middle of the night. So I always say, if you have to get up in the middle of the night to go pee, grab your phone and enter some instant wins. You might have good luck. One of my best instant wins was at 6:30 in the morning. That said, so in my brain, I think early in the morning is the best time to enter. That said, a couple of my other best instant wins were at 11 in the morning and 6 something at night. It's random. How companies run instant wins for sweepstakes is they literally will plug into the computer this many prizes, this many time frames, like if they're giving away a prize a day, and here's the number of prizes, and the computer literally just scatters them. It is so random. So I know people, when they were doing one giveaway that had a prize every hour, sometimes people won at 6:30. Sometimes people won. I had some people say they won at 9 minutes after. I know somebody that won at 50, like it's 57 minutes. The hour was almost finished. It is really randomized. It's all computerized. So I thought there was one more point that I was trying to make in that instant win. Yeah, I think I got it all. So if that helps, let me know. Okay, what's the best time to enter? Okay, so Cheryl says some of the sweepstakes sites have so many ads. Do you know of any good ad blocker that will work on these sites? I'm using Avast on my main laptop. I pay for the ultimate package because it's got the cleaner, the VPN, the ad blocker, and the antivirus. And I think it's really good. I think they have a trial. I think you can try it for like a week. So why don't you go and try it for a week for free? And see if that helps. That's the one I use. I used to use before that. So what happened was Avast is one of the better ones. And then on my last laptop, I started using Avast. I had I think at that time they were having a special. They had like a 30-day free trial. And that thing didn't like Facebook. And Facebook, because that was like 10 years ago, Facebook was like killing it for sweepstakes. So I couldn't get on Facebook. It was blocking everything. It was terrible. I'm like, I can't. I have to teach classes. I have to show people how to win on Facebook. I have to do this. Like, this is before the live streams and things. I'm like, I can't function like this. I can't. I have to be able to enter on Facebook. I have to market on Facebook. I have to, like, it was the main social media platform at that time. So I took it off and I went with, I think, ESET. And I had ESET for years and years and years. And then I had some problems with my computer. Anyway, when when one subscription ran out, I tried Avast again and it worked fine. So who knows what the conflict was at the time. Anyway, that's what I'm using now. There's a lot of good companies out there. Try a few of the major ones. There's Avast. There was another one that I thought started with an A, but I can't remember it at the moment. And ESET is also very good. So I would try those to see if they work for you, because again, every computer is different. Everybody's system's different. Everybody has different preferences. Everyone has different favorite browsers. So you're going to have to do the free trial on your machine to see if it works for you. Right? So I hope that helps. Because yeah, I get it. And I have a setting and it'll come up, every once in a while and say, yeah, 50 ads blocked. I'll get the notification. Now I don't have that on, I'm using my Chromebook right now to live stream, and I don't have that on here. Maybe it's because it's more like Chromebooks are basically like tablets with keyboards. And because the browsers and things are more like apps rather than programs, I don't seem to have the same issues. So it also might depend on what you're using. Try that. Oh yeah, Leanne's making a point back to the sweepstakes notification scams on Instagram. Spelling. Yeah, she's saying that watch the spelling and they have underscores or another name. Or what I've seen is I've seen underscores, I've seen double letters, I've seen slight incorrect spellings. And underscores can be like at the end or in the middle, or they'll add a different word like or the or and or something. They'll mix it up just a bit. Oh, and Leanne says she if it's an instant win, it's early mornings for her. Yeah, like it depends. Like I said, my best instant win was at 6:30 in the morning, but I've had some other really great instant wins in the middle of the day and in the evening. So, oh yeah, another good tip. This is why I say Sweepstakes Q&A and chat, because and this is the other thing I really love about the sweepstakes community, because I really believe it's all boats rise with the tide. People think, well, if I'm helping somebody else win, then I'm going to win less. No, there's so many prizes to be won. Companies spend billions of dollars running sweepstakes, like billions. There's no way one person can win them all. We all help each other. We all win. It's really good. I actually have a story about that for my first book, which I'll tell you in a second. So yeah, this is something that always mucks me up. The 24-hour contest. Be sure to keep track of the times you enter. I always try to enter those first thing in the morning and earliest. So if I have a 24-hour contest, the first thing when I'm entering sweepstakes, if I'm entering first thing in the morning, that's the first one I enter, because you always have to enter like 1 minute later the next day. So if it's a 30-day contest and you're entering, you're like 30 minutes later in the day, like by the time it happens. And then some days if I forget, I'll enter like late at night, and then I have to skip a whole day because I forgot. It's annoying. One of the ways you can track it, you can use a pad of paper, but if you're using an online entry system, like in your browser or RoboForm, you can put the last time you entered as, you can just rename it and add the last time you entered on the name, and that way you can keep track of it. Yeah. See, this is interesting. Bill says, most of my instant wins are won between 6 p.m. and 10 p.m. Central Time, which is the time I normally enter my sweepstakes, after work and after dinner. Yeah, there you go. See, computers, again, they're computer-generated, random, who knows? And Daniel goes, middle of the night for me. See, like, even the answers are random. Yeah, and it depends on when they have the times allotted for the prizes, because it depends on how they've set it up. Is it a prize a day? Is it a prize an hour? Is it like 3 prizes a day? It's, you know, it's going to be really out there. Now, I had another person write in. Her name was Tina. So I hope she catches this, because we had a little bit of tech trouble at the beginning. And so I don't know if she's seeing this stream. She said she's hard of hearing, and hopefully, because I've seen it on other people's streams, that the closed captioning is working, because it's supposed to be auto created from Facebook and YouTube, so she could read what I'm saying, because I don't know if I speak clearly enough for someone who is deaf to read my lips. I don't know how well that works on video. Maybe good, maybe not. And the other thing is the chat part with all the other participants is text-based, which is excellent, because she can just read the responses and make comments, just like any other chat. So that's, Laura said, yes, that's what she does for her 24 hours. She adds her time at the end. So yeah, see, it makes it easy. And Oxford says, yes, this is another good tip. Always check spam folder. I found my tracking email in my spam today from the Halo Ice Cream Company, where I had won a prize. Congratulations. You know what I tell my daughter? What's better than ice cream? Free ice cream. Sorry. It's funny though. Sorry, Tracy. I just logged on. Can you name a few sweepstakes that are for sure legit? There are literally thousands and thousands of legitimate sweepstakes. It is impossible. This is why I tell people to use a sweepstakes aggregate, because they've aggregated the legitimate sweepstakes in one place. And there's all different kinds of styles. There's blog forums. There's some are subscriber based, some are newsletters, some have Discord groups. Some of the popular ones are like Sweetie Sweeps, Sweepstakes Today, Sweepstakes Fanatics, Sweep Sheet, I Win Contest, Sweepstakes Advantage. For Canada, there's contestcanada.net and Contest Girl, Canada and US. There's just lots. I have a whole list on my website. And then also just follow major companies that you like, and that have frequent giveaways. And a lot of companies are now going to their apps to do giveaways in the apps. Like all our local sports teams all have apps, all have their giveaways in the app. You have to go to their app to enter the giveaway. And you'll see that posted on their social media. So I follow them on like Twitter, and then I'll see, hey, they'll be like, hey, go into this contest. And you realize, oh, I have to go to their app. Even McDonald's is doing one in their app right now. You have to buy fries and you're in to win a prize. Okay, so I'm just going to go in order here. So Maria says, I don't think there's a special time for instance anymore. Years ago, middle of the night, early mornings were great. Now I win at different times. Yeah, it is different times. The reason we still say the middle of the night is because if you look at a graph of the times people are entering sweepstakes, there's less people entering in the middle of the night. So statistically speaking, your odds are increased in the middle of the night, but it's not in stone, obviously. Oh, Yolanda, that's terrible. She never won her Dunkin' Donut. What do you suggest? Okay, so where did you win it? And, you know, how long ago? So I've just started chasing one now. Won a social media giveaway, filled out the paperwork, sent it in. Nothing. So I've messaged the person twice, once a few days ago and again. If I don't hear by like Friday, maybe even Thursday, because today's Monday. If I don't hear by Thursday, I have the person's name. I know the company is. I'm just going to phone the company and leave a message and start like calling. Like I'll chase. I've gone to some extremes to chase. I've gone to LinkedIn and looked up everybody at the agency and started saying, hey, who has the Pepsi account? I'm missing my prize, because no one was answering the contest email. And it showed up in the mail. Oh, fantastic. Oh my God, that's amazing. Oh my God, that is crazy. Sweepstakes Fanatics. Yeah, I love Sweepstakes Fanatics. And it's fun. I love all the sites. I know all the site owners. Like I've been doing this I've been entering sweepstakes for more than 20 years because I had my 20th sweepstakes win-iversary in 2001. But since I started teaching people how to win, I started writing You Can't Win If You Don't Enter in 2004, and it was published in 2006. And I launched Contest Queen in 2005. So I'm going to say 2005 is my anniversary. So in 2 years, stay tuned for another 20th sweepstakes win-iversary. And I'll have tons of prizes and stuff. But yeah, so yeah, she said Todd's wonderful at Sweepstakes Fanatics. So in 2013, 10 years ago, I can't believe it's been 10 years, I did a tour and I basically couch surfed and stayed with sweepers. And then in like 12 cities, I held workshops and I taught people live. And yeah, and so actually when I was in Boca Raton, I stayed at Todd's. He showed me around. He came and co-hosted. So who did I co-host with? I co-hosted in Ohio. I did one in Cleveland. I did it with Tom at I Win Contests. Oh my God, he was so fun. That's where I first met Roscoe. And then when I got to Dayton, Ohio, I co-hosted with Ron Miller, who owned Power Sweepstaking. He sadly passed away in 2018. Oh my God, he was so much fun. And I even got us a TV interview in Dayton, and he was so nervous. He like sweated through his shirt. Oh my God, he was so fun. And then I co-hosted in Boca with Todd. And I can't think of any other co-hosts I had, but I had so much fun on that trip. Yeah, I got TV interviews. I hung around with fellow sweepers all along the way. Like, people are so nice. Oh yeah. Issues with NEP contests where pins are supposed to be emailed, but nothing. Yeah, that's one of the reasons I pin code hunt. And I haven't been doing it a lot this year because I'm a little irked. I need to do an update on the Canada Dry contest because they have said they now have prizes for every day, but the rules haven't changed, so I don't know what's happened. Yeah, and I've got a list of like 10 places I want to do NPEs, and I haven't done any of them because I haven't had time, which I'll tell you about in a minute. Yeah, some have emailed, but no response. See, that's the other thing. They don't care. So your option is, if it's open, if you need to complain about a sweepstakes, your options are, depending on the sweepstakes, who the company is and how, and if it's open to all of Canada, you can complain to the Competition Bureau and you can complain to the regie. Not getting an NPE, I don't know if they're going to care about that much. If the rules were absolutely wrong, they might care. So, Vidya, yeah, we're all chasing prizes. What's going on? This usually does not happen. This is probably the most people I've heard that are chasing things for sweepstakes. Yes, I've won a wireless Bluetooth speaker with the Burger King sweepstakes. Oh, that would be so fun in March, but I've not heard or seen anything yet. Friday, I just sent Hello World an email to find out where the prize is. Yeah, now, so keep on it. And then, it's Hello World and you have a person or a thing. Worst case, you can call a company and go, hey, look, I've emailed, I've done this, I've done that. Who's in charge of the account? Why haven't I got my prize? Who's in charge of fulfillment? I won an e-gift card from Fantastic. What site to sell it and safe way? I believe there used to be groups like on Facebook that sold gift cards. And I do believe that some of the sweepstakes sites like Sweepsheet in their conversation corner have a section where you can sell gift cards. Usually people sell them for a little less than what they won. So if you won like a $50 gift card, you'd sell it for $45 or $40. So you'd get the cash and the other person get a deal. I tend to either use them, or if I can't, I use it as a gift. Or if I can't do that, I usually use it as a sweepstakes prize donation when I go to one of the conventions. So hopefully that helps. Oh my goodness. Daniel says he already ate 40 of the drumstick ice creams we won. Oh, my tummy would hurt. I won a really nice prize from Drumstick. One time I have this fantastic cooler and I have a hat with a little ice cream cone, and I won a bunch of coupons for ice cream, of course. And then, but I really wanted the Xbox. And then we had some friends over for dinner, and I said to their son, I said, because he was over 18, I said, you want to win an Xbox? He goes, yeah. I go, do you have Instagram? He goes, yeah. So I had a bunch of ice cream in the freezer. And what I did was, what I would do is you had to take a picture with a drumstick. So I buy a box. I'd have a drumstick. I'd open it. I'd pretend I'm eating it, put it back in a plastic bag, put it back in the freezer. The next day I take out the same ice cream, do it again. I use it about 3 or 4 times before it starts to look melty, and then I'd eat that one and start again. So I would have enough for the whole contest by just buying 1 or 2. So I said, here, let's go outside, because I didn't want him to have like the same background I had when I entered. So I took him outside and I said, okay. And I took his phone and I took it and I put it, and I got a message from his mom, and she's like, oh my God, he just won an Xbox. I said, of course he did. I don't know how I knew he was going to do it. Oh, so funny. Oh, thanks, Marie, for confirming. Sweepsheet does have a trade section. Yeah. Oh, yes. Good idea. Do that. Advise, keep a screenshot of wins. Yes. I did that. Oh my God. When I won the hot tub instantly and I was filling out the forms and I screenshotted it, I'm like, oh, please God, don't let this disappear. Like, I didn't want to screw it up, because the Samsung phones, you can just swipe the screen. And I'm like, oh, I didn't want to screw it up. But I did want to have a screenshot too. I was like, oh, wow. It's a $250 gift card. Excellent. So yeah. Now, Dawn has a long one here. I don't want to put it in the screen. It's going to take up half the screen, but I will read it. I once won a package from shootin.com, and they first emailed me saying I won and telling me that I have to pick it up at a dealer. Okay, and they would need their and they would need their information. I sent it to them and waited and waited. Over the course of a year, I frequently sent emails. I contacted the Attorney General. It was then that the owner of the sweepstakes got a hold of me and started sending my prizes, where I was the only one I didn't get, but I did get there was only one you didn't get, the main part of it. Yeah, it's amazing what happens when you, she had to call the legal and get them involved. It's kind of sad when that happens, because you'd think that it would, companies would just do stuff. Some companies, so here's the problem with some small companies, that they don't know what they're doing when they run giveaways. God bless them, they're trying. They're trying to do whatever they can to do marketing, and they don't know what they're doing when they're running a giveaway. Please send them to me and have them hire me to run it for them. Oh, sorry. I just saw this comment. It just made me laugh so hard. I'm making my 25-year-old son write a 25-word essay for a Mother's Day sweepstakes that ends tomorrow. I can see it now. Yeah, it's funny. But those are the ones that actually you have better odds of winning, because this is actually a good sweepstakes tip. The more barriers there are to entry, the greater your odds of winning. So if you have to write an essay, make a recipe, take pictures, create a video, especially video now. People are really nervous about doing the videos. Anything like that, absolutely, your odds of winning are so much better. So much better. So that's what, so yeah, get them to do it. And she says, I wanted my daughter to do that one too. I don't know. You might be pushing your luck. I love this hobby. This hobby's the best. What other hobby are you going to meet the best people, have an enormous amount of fun, and win stuff that you either would fit into your budget, you wouldn't come across in everyday life, or could never afford? Like, it's the best hobby. It's absolutely the best hobby. Okay, so now that I've seemed to have caught up on all the questions, I did want to talk about one of the reasons I'm not winning a lot right now is because I've been extremely busy. I'm so excited. I've been doing the expression, be careful what you wish for, you just might get it. So that's what's been happening. I decided I wanted to upscale my business this year, and oh boy, is that ever happening. So, I now own 3 companies, because I have Contest Queen, which teaches everybody how to win sweepstakes. I have Idea Majesty, which is my digital marketing company, which majority of my services are helping companies with their sweepstakes. It is my specialty. And my new business is Words for Winning, which is my publishing company. So how this came about was, I started Contest Queen, and I had I had my books, and I would teach people, and then if companies wanted me to help them with their marketing, I would do that. And then I had a consultation with Robert Ohado back in 2013, and he goes, yeah, Contest Queen just isn't it. Your trajectory is much bigger than this. You've got a lot of stuff. So I thought, okay, I'm going to start another business, because he's right. I can feel it starting to get kind of too small. It's kind of like a pot and a plant, right? You're going to get so big, you're going to get root bound. You need to be, repotted in something a little bigger. So what I did is I started the company Idea Majesty, and I really think the universe has a sense of humor, because he ended up being my first customer. My first client in my marketing business was the guy who told me, you need to expand. Of course he was. So I started Contest Queen as a legal entity in When did I get the doing business as license? Probably not right away. Probably in about 2005. So that was 2005 I started Contest Queen. 2014, right, January. I remember because I had my consultation with him at the end of December, and then I started researching names, and it took me about 3 weeks to find a name that kept the crown because I like Contest Queen, so I thought, oh, I have to have a regal name. And then I came up with Idea Majesty because it was kind of marketing but regal. And I've had that since 2014, the very beginning of 2014. And then it took me years to finally do the website, like years. And then after sitting on it for far too long, I finally picked up the gauntlet Helene Hatzel gave me and started republishing her books. Now, the first one, it makes sense. The Name It Claim It game, it's about how she won all these prizes, and that fits Contest Queen. But her other 3 books don't fit Contest Queen. They also don't fit Idea Majesty. But I just put them on Idea Majesty because they needed somewhere to live. And even Tom Cavalli, he looked at the site. He thought the site was great, but he says, they don't belong there. I go, I know, but it took me 6 years to finally build Idea Majesty. I'm not building a 3rd website. And I kind of put it off. And sooner rather than later, so in the meantime, I had a problem with Amazon, and I went hunting for her previous publishers to make sure they still didn't have any copyrights. And I found her second publisher, Tag Powell. It turns out he was a teacher and author in his own right. And so I sent him all of Helene's books because he had published the 2nd edition. And he loved what I did with her books because they were so different from when he was a publisher. He owned Top of the Mountain Publishing. And he published not just Helene's works, but many, many other authors, including his own books. So I bought the rights to 10 of his books and 6 audio series, or 5 audio series. I think we ended up realizing one was a duplicate, and 5 audio series. So I thought, okay, they cannot live on Idea Majesty anymore. So I did some research, came up with a new company name, and now all the books are moving over. So what's really splitting is on Contest Queen, I used to talk about both sides of the hobby. How to win, and also how you had to think like a winner, your mindset. If you don't think you're going to win, you're not going to win, right? Helene always says you'll see it when you believe it, right? It's not I'll believe it once I see it. And I have had a few people say in the past that they don't like any of the woo-woo stuff that I talk about, mindset or the law of attraction or any of that. So now I have a hard break in between that. So going forward, Contest Queen is just going to be finding, organizing, entering, and winning sweepstakes, contests, and giveaways. Say that 3 times fast. Idea Majesty is going to be straight up digital marketing company. And Words for Winning is going to be the publishing company, and where I talk about all things woo-woo, mindset, manifesting, positive vibes, positive thinking, all that stuff is going to reside there. So I've started the YouTube channel. I've got posts, like I'm moving things around. I've got all the posts there for the next 30 days. I'm republishing videos that I've had that fit that area. And then I'm going to start recording new videos there. Been having a little trouble with the Instagram channel. I don't know. Instagram hasn't been very friendly with me lately. But I got the TikTok going. And the website's being built. I'm very excited. I'm also working on the first book to be published under that site, which is going to be Money and You by Tag Powell. So hence, I haven't not been entering sweepstakes as often as I would like because I've been a little bit busy. So anyway, that's what I have been up to. Yeah, so let's Travel Diva. Yeah, she says, I'm entering sweepstakes and giveaways since the 80s, and I've won so much. Winning prizes is a great hobby. Yeah, it is a crazy hobby. Exactly. Lean said, I wouldn't have traveled to the places I've won trips to, would never been able to afford to go. Absolutely love this hobby. Yes, I totally agree. One of the best trips that I went on with my husband was a trip to New Mexico. We won hotel stay and some other things in Santa Fe, New Mexico, and Taos, New Mexico. And then I realized there was no airfare. And I thought, why would I enter this? And then I went and looked on I looked at the website, and the hotels were amazing. And I'm like, maybe we should go. So we took our air miles and we flew there to Albuquerque, rented a car, and it was one of the most beautiful trips we've been on. And I never would have gone if I didn't win that. Oh, good point, Daniel. It sometimes does take a while for companies. The rule of thumb, I think, is 6 to 8 weeks, and then you can start to bug them. But there was one company that said, I thought it was 8 to 12, so after 12 I was bugging them, and then they go, oh no, it's like 14 to 16. I'm like, 16 weeks? Okay. But he won 2 different prizes from the same contest. First prize, Burger King, last Saturday. Yeah, so they're trickling in. Okay, so I think we're going to wrap it up a little early because now I have to go and fix the videos. And I'm so glad everyone's here. Stay tuned next month. We have a very special video. It's not going to be the last Monday of the month. It's going to be on the 21st. And I'm going to have a special guest, Wendy Wallach. And we're going to be live on location. I'm not going to tell you where. But it's going to be on this same setup. So I know the sound will work. And yeah. And that's it's a lot of fun. Oh, wait, we have another comment before we go. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and so check out my site, check out all my socials. I've got something going all the time. That's the other thing that I've been working on. I should mention that we're working on automating a lot of the systems. And the first one that we're automating is the club meetings. The first one had a few hiccups. So if you had any trouble, I'm re-inviting all those people. The second one is live. You can register for the meeting on June 5th. And I'm going to send out an email to everybody and make sure everyone's maybe comes 10 minutes early or so to the meeting, so that if we have any problems with people getting into the meeting, that we're not scrambling at the last minute, and that we can all enjoy our time together. So the next meeting, so we also do contest club meetings, but twice a month. And there's one in June 5th and June 21st. And then a lot of you I'm going to see live at the annual National Sweepstakes Convention in Scottsdale, Arizona. I think it's actually been sold out for a while now. And I can't go because I'm going to take George away for his 60th birthday. I know I look way too young to be with someone that's 60, but but there is one in Memphis, Tennessee in October, which would be a lot of fun. So if you can't go there, that's Oxford. She says, how often do you go live? Well, right now on these live streams, I'm going live once a month, and then I usually have an interview with somebody. This is one of the things that we're working on with the calendar, is I want to go live more often. I want to go live. I actually have a lot of fun on the TikTok lives too. I might start doing, so maybe I'll be alternating. I'll do like an Instagram live, a TikTok live, and a live stream on YouTube and Facebook, so I can, spread it out during the month. I'm also moving my calendar around when I'm teaching classes to free up more time, so that I can go live more often, and I can have more time to write because I'm behind on my books. So that's one of the things that we're working on. Also, because I'm going to be going teaching different things, I want to have the time to be able to say go live on those 3 channels for Contest Queen, and then those 3 channels for Words for Winning. So that would be, like 6 times a month, but on different platforms and different topics. So that's what I'm working on too. So yeah, so we're working on a master calendar and automating everything. So like I said, I'm upscaling. Be careful what you wish for, you just might get it. My business is being upscaled, and I appreciate all your patience as I have growing pains, because mostly it is me, but I do have people helping me. Like I'm working with a producer right now as we're doing all the Audible books, which is kind of exciting and a really interesting process that I'm learning. It's completely different than writing. So that's just one of the things, like I said, that I'm doing. So anyway, stay tuned. Yeah, cynicism. I sound busy. Yeah, that's why I haven't been winning anything. So sometimes I literally sit down in the living room with my little Chromebook and I enter sweepstakes, because I don't like this feeling of missing out when everybody's having so much fun. Oh my God. Oh, you're LaRonda, 3rd annual sweepstakes convention. Oh my gosh, because we're at what, 34 this year? Is it 33? So you did it like 30 years ago. Wow. How many people? Okay, I don't want to go yet. I gotta see, now this is where I wish I could just invite somebody. See, you can do it on TikTok and stuff. You can just bring somebody in right away. I wonder if I could do that. Can you do that? Oh no, I can only block or put the user in a timeout. I can't invite them on the air. But yeah, because last year there was 600 people, like 300 were online and 300 were in person. And I hadn't been in a while because, we had a few years blocked, and then I was moving one year and there was something else happening another year. But when I went to Vegas was the last big one I went to, and I think there was 700 in Vegas. I don't know how many they're limiting it to this year, but I think it's sold out. I'm very excited. Anyway, yeah, maybe I'll message Travel Diva and get her to come on air. We'll get LaRonda to come, and we'll do a live stream. We'll talk about conventions. Yeah, I know. I know. I can send her the link, but I'm not going to do it now that I'm on live. 250 people. That's really good for a 3rd convention. Oh my God, that's so fun. And the other person, Al, used to hold them, but he passed away in 21. I'm so sad. He was the best. Yes, Maria, try and go. And we'll have the details. So we don't really get details about the next convention till you're at the convention. So we won't have any details about like the dates or the hotel or anything until we get to the convention in July. And then they have the next year's host come and announce. So if you could come, it's going to be so much fun. And actually, the last time we actually went for a whole week, even though the convention was 4 days. We got in early. We hung out by the pool. We did sightseeing. We went to the casinos. We did shows. We did shopping. Oh my God, we went to a speakeasy bar that was that was crazy fun. So, and then we even used the coupons like for the midnight ribeye dinner. Prime rib. No, it was the prime rib dinner at one of the hotels at like midnight, and with the penny slots. And they still have, so some of the old casinos, like the really old casinos, they have sections where they have like the old games from like the 60s, and you still have to pull the thing. It's so fun. So yeah, sweepstakes convention in New Hampshire was great. Yeah, it was. We actually got to meet Bill in person. If you go to my website and type in convention or New Hampshire, you can read about the 4 days and see all the pictures. It was a lot of fun. It was so much fun. And she said, Cynthia says, my second convention and already booked for 10. Oh, yay. So Cynthia had messaged me, and she was worried that she wouldn't be able to come. But yay! So that's the other thing is I never expected to make so many friends. Like when I first started entering sweepstakes, I didn't even know there was a community out there. And that I was really shocked the first time I went to a convention and I met a lot of fellow sweepers, and I felt like I found my tribe. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. It was guttural. Like, I just knew intuitively that I knew all these people. Like, my girlfriend said, "Ooh, you met your soul tribe." I totally believe that. These sweepers are my soul tribe. And oh my God, Bill's counting down the days. 38 days till the next convention. I'm so excited. Oh my God, it's gonna be so much fun. Yeah, actually, I should have Bill on my show again, and we'll talk about, because he does Sweeping Up Sweepstakes, but he just won a trip. You should go to his channel. Bill, put the link in there for your video, your travel video about your recent win, which was very exciting. He was telling us all at the club meeting, because yes, he's an avid member of our Sweepstakes Club, and he was telling us all about it, and he did a video live stream, very good, and it just shows how fun this hobby really is when you win something, and also you go and experience something that's not in your normal bailiwick, right? Like, when would Bill ever go to Texas to see bull riding? Never. Did he have fun? Absolutely. You know, did it enhance his life? Absolutely. You know, that's fantastic. Oh, thanks. So he's left the link in the comments. You can go watch. Yes, and you'll yeah, I definitely need to sign off. Oh, this is the problem I was having when I film recording Audible. Sometimes I'll stumble over words and I'll have to do it, and he'll cue me again, and I'll say it again. Oh. LaRonda, there you go. Oh yeah, and sometimes I'm like, that's it, I'm changing the word. Because the one I was stumbling over yesterday was submitted it. You want it submitted it, but I just changed it for the Audible book. I think entered it. I said, I was like, forget it, submitted it. Anyway, yeah. So I'll connect with you, and stay tuned for more exciting, crazy adventures with the contest queen. And I hope the next time I go live, a lot of you tell me you've won new stuff, because I love getting those messages, because this really is a fun hobby.